Imagine standing in a place where centuries of stories are woven into every stone, every wooden beam, and every winding trail. Canada may be known for its breathtaking natural landscapes, but hidden within those vast forests and along those rugged coastlines are historical treasures that reveal how this country came to be. Today, on Canadian Village, we're taking you on a journey back in time, exploring some of the most captivating historical places in Canada, places that don't just tell history, but make you feel it. Our story begins on the eastern edge of the country, in the charming and windswept lands of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here lies L'Anse aux Meadows, the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Over 1,000 years ago, Norse explorers from Greenland landed on these shores, long before Columbus ever dreamed of crossing the Atlantic. When you walk through the reconstructed sod houses and listen to the crackling sounds of a fire burning inside, you can almost picture Viking sailors repairing their ships, crafting tools, and preparing for their next voyage. The salty ocean breeze brushing against your face reminds you that these same winds guided the fearless explorers of the past. It is one of Canada's most magical historical sites, a place where myth suddenly becomes real. From here, we travel to Quebec City, a destination that feels like stepping into old Europe without ever leaving North America. As you walk through the cobblestone streets of old Quebec, surrounded by centuries-old stone buildings, the energy is vibrant and timeless. The mighty Chateau Frontenac towers above the city like a guardian, watching over the St. Lawrence River. People often call it the most photographed hotel in the world, but its true beauty lies in the stories it carries, tales of royal visits, political leaders, wartime strategy, and cultural celebrations. Just steps away, the fortified walls of the old city stand proudly, reminding us that Quebec is one of the oldest European settlements on the continent. With every footstep echoing on the ancient pathways, you feel connected to generations who walked here before you, soldiers, merchants, artists, families, all leaving behind traces that still shape the city today. Moving westward, we arrive in Ontario at the iconic Fort York in downtown Toronto. This historic military fort played a major role in the War of 1812, protecting the city from American invasion. Today, it offers a peaceful contrast to Toronto's modern skyline, yet when you enter its grounds, the silence carries stories of cannon fire, marching soldiers, and tense moments when the future of this land hung in the balance. The preserved barracks, officers' quarters, and original defensive walls bring to life a chapter of Canadian history that is often overshadowed by the country's natural wonders. At Fort York, the past feels close enough to touch. Not far away, in the charming town of Kingston, stands Fort Henry, another impressive example of military architecture. Built during the 19th century to defend Canada during times of conflict, this massive stone fortress today welcomes visitors with thrilling reenactments, cannon demonstrations, and guided tours that blend humor with fascinating historical detail. When the sun sets over Lake Ontario and its golden light washes over the grey stone walls, Fort Henry becomes more than a structure, it becomes a symbol of resilience and the determination of a growing nation. Next, we make our way to the heart of Canada, into the vast prairies of Manitoba. Here, the Forks National Historic Site in Winnipeg sits at the meeting point of the Red and Assiniboine Rivers, a place that has been a cultural gathering spot for over 6,000 years. Long before European settlement, Indigenous peoples used this land as a trading hub, a home, and a spiritual center. Today, the Forks remains a vibrant meeting place filled with art, food, markets, and storytelling. Standing where thousands of generations have gathered, you can sense the shared human journey that connects the ancient past to the present day. Our journey continues west into the breathtaking landscapes of Alberta, home to the world-famous head-smashed-in buffalo jump. This site, another UNESCO World Heritage treasure, has been used by Indigenous peoples for over 6,000 years to hunt buffalo using sophisticated knowledge of animal behavior and landscape. The name of the site comes from a story about a young man who wanted to watch the buffalo fall from the cliffs but was accidentally crushed under the herd. As you explore the interpretive center built seamlessly into the cliffside, you gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity, unity, and traditions of the Plains people. Standing at the edge of the cliff, overlooking the sweeping prairie, you realize that this land holds memories far older than any written history. We then head farther west to British Columbia, a province rich with both Indigenous heritage and remnants of the Gold Rush era. In the ancient coastal forests lies the awe-inspiring village of Sgongwe on Haida Gwe. Its standing totem poles and remains of longhouses whisper stories of the Haida people, their traditions, their artistry, and their connection to the land and sea. This sacred site is powerful, emotional, and deeply moving, an extraordinary reminder of the cultural wealth that has existed here for thousands of years. Just as remarkable is Barkerville, a preserved gold rush town in central BC that feels like a movie set come to life. In the 1860s, people from around the world rushed here in search of gold, transforming this quiet valley into a bustling frontier town. Today, costumed performers bring the town back to life with period-accurate shops, blacksmiths, bakeries, and even a real courtroom where actors reenact trials from the era. Walking through Barkerville is like stepping into a time capsule, where every wooden building tells a story of ambition, hardship, and the quest for a better life. As we wrap up our journey across Canada's historical landscape, one thing becomes clear: history is not just about dates and names in textbooks. It lives in the places where people loved, worked, fought, dreamed, and built communities. From Viking explorers to Indigenous nations, from French settlers to gold rush adventurers, every chapter of Canada's history has left behind a footprint waiting to be rediscovered. On Canadian Village, we believe that exploring these historical places helps us understand who we are today. Whether it's walking through ancient forests, climbing fortress walls, or listening to the stories carved into towering totem poles, each experience creates a connection that is deeper than words. These places aren't just preserved for tourists, they are preserved for everyone who wants to feel the heartbeat of the past. So the next time you travel across Canada, look beyond the modern cities and scenic landscapes. Take a moment to step into history. Wander through the paths where human stories began long before our own. Because in these remarkable historical places, the spirit of Canada lives on, timeless, resilient, diverse, and beautifully alive.